June 2024 recommendations. First part of the summer is off to a good start in my new apartment. It's incredible, or I just like being by myself or being alone with my family. I don't know. But either way, I like it. So for the yes section, the downfall of Diddy. Never a big fan myself of Diddy, but I had always read all kinds of stuff about him, so I guess he's not a good dude. 10 by 10. A horror movie based around being in a really small room. The Caller. This is a person in customer service's literal worst nightmare. Literally. And I worked at a call center for a little while, and yeah. Spacey Unmasked. I heard Kevin Spacey was a bad guy, and I didn't really know why because I didn't really look into it. But what he had done, and oh my god, after finding out, like, ew, man, I'm glad he was blackballed by Hollywood. The Iron Claw. I think this is based on a true story, but I'm not really sure. But it's very nice, greatly acted, and filmed, like all of the stuff. So this girl does anything she can because she wants to be popular. As the slang goes, a tart. It's like, I think it's British slang. The Messenger, the story of Joan Arc. I will always believe Joan Arc was a real life saint, and then the people went and killed her and burned her alive. Poor innocent girl, she died for nothing, literally. Hitler and the Nazis, evil on trial. So, seeing all this extra stuff about Hitler was terrifying. There were so many warning signs that he was going to do what he ended up doing, and no one caught it. And before the Holocaust started, there was like a lot of warning signs, and it was it's obvious now. I guess it wasn't obvious back then. I don't know, but that's really scary. Dancing for the Devil, the 7 million TikTok cult. Finding out all of the TikTok dancers were a cult, not only shocked me, but it's kind of obvious, I guess, technically. I don't know, that's not what I watch TikTok for. I don't watch very many influencers, and this is more of a younger generation thing to watch a bunch of people dance on the TikToks. But kind of a waste of time, but okay, very odd. Under Paris. There's a shark under Paris. Secrets of the Neanderthals. I found stuff like this really interesting, even though it really confuses me. TP Bond. A group of... So this organization is about being able to travel back in time and around famous historical figures and events. And it's kind of confusing because they're doing it even though like the stuff's already set in stone and they're not supposed to mess with time, but they do mess with time. I don't know. Escape from Alcatraz. Based on the true story of escaping the unescapable prison. My only girl. A couple of kids create a sweet bond, and the art style is so pretty. It's so soft. I love the series of the Torquata Warriors. This was so wild to learn about. The history of these statues is really incredible and very odd. Still missing Morgan. The story of a girl missing. It's always really sad to see. Drake and Josh. I grew up on the show, and I started rewatching it recently, and it's truly a gem of a show. However, knowing about Drake's trauma is definitely still in my heart, and every time you watch it, you can't help but notice it now. Today's Webtoon, a cute little K-drama about working at a Webtoon office. Oh, this movie's straight wild. Bro, these friends climb a abandoned radio tower and get stuck on the top of it, and I was so stressed. I was so stressed for the characters the entire time. It just really stressed me out. How to be a Latin lover. A man has a sugar mama who at the end of his prime kicks him out, and then she's like, no, I don't need you anymore, and he has no money because he's spent his whole life being, a sugar, what do they call it, a sugar baby, I think. She kicks him out of their home, and he has to try and find a new way to handle his finances. The 13th year. Story about a mermaid's son getting his fins on his 13th birthday. Perfect Wife, the mysterious disappearance of Sherry This is wild. This story, oh my god. Straight wild. And all about a master manipulator. It's straight, I can't understand. You have to watch this documentary to understand how wild this is. I don't know. To be anywhere with this case, I was bamboozled the whole time. Anything you think you know, you don't know. Brat, a documentary about the Brat Pack, and I really love their movies. We'll watch them soon. The Great. It is very loosely based on the real Russian story about the Russian royalty. And it's hilarious. And I love Catherine's character so much. Very loosely based. Let's remind. Very loosely based, but it's cute. The Hot Chick. I watched this movie before, yes, but I had forgotten how much I loved it. The vibes are perfect. Play Dead. The plot for this is straight wild. Like, get it, Tubi. I love Tubi's, like, horror movies. They're so good. So the sister wants to help her brother not go to jail because he planned a robbery on his phone, which is really some stupid shit. And anyway, she's like, okay, I'm gonna go and pretend to be dead. This poor girl fakes being dead by taking drugs to end up in the morgue. And then she finds out the mortician is actually selling body parts from alive and dead people and performing experiments on them and keeping them in bulk downstairs. And the whole entire town is in on it, and it's freaking wild. Batwoman. I've always loved the Arrowverse and the DC shows, and my past self having the crush on Ruby Rose, I was like, well, let's see. You know, I'm not sure if they have any more new Arrowverse shows coming out or not, or if they kind of had ended it when Arrow ended. I think that's what happened. But I'm gonna try and catch up on all of them that I've missed. So, Time Bomb Y2K. The fact that this was a thing is hilarious to me. Like the Facebook adults believing everything they see online. Suicide Squad Isekai. So we got a Suicide Squad anime, y'all. And it's perfect. And it's also an Isekai. So not just any anime, it's an Isekai. It's another world. Yes, it makes it an Isekai. And the animation is beautiful. Over her dead body, a girl dies and becomes an angel and haunts her fiance's new girlfriend. Hilarious. Now for the meh section. Kate and Leopold. A man from the old times is brought into our time. It is so precious and it's so cute. Love is so cute. Ahsoka. This show's pacing was just not it. And it's a shame because I really wanted to like this show. But you know, Disney literally barely even trying with half of their shows now. I'm not gonna lie. They are definitely a far cry from what they used to be. So I was a little excited for the Acolyte until I watched Ahsoka, and I'm like, you know, I'm not very excited for that one. I'm gonna, you know, I don't know when I'll watch it or if I will. Or Wedding, a sequel to Beautiful Disaster, the most Wattpad-like movie I've ever seen and ever made, and it is amazing. They're so great to like watch if you want something kind of fun to watch, but something to easily make fun of. Family. This movie's straight wild. The premise is about an aunt who watches her niece, who is also the worst child ever. Am I okay? I think the plot was just dragging on for so long that I lost interest, but I liked the ending very much. Now for the no section, Blind Waters. Tubi dropped the ball a little bit, but it's just a shark movie. Alright, I hope you guys have a happy summer.
Finish him!